2 sets. Play. 15-11.
Well, is that a sign of confidence right away?
Out.
30 love.
Well, it's beginning last season as she left off. Garcia with the ace, served more than any other player out on tour. That's quite something to be the ace queen. Always felt it was rather auspicious for Caroline to be born and grow up for a short time in Saint-Germain-en-Laye, which is close to Paris, and which happens to be the hometown of Amélie Mauresmo. Oops.
Just to make sure that it was long.
France beginning their campaign today. She's spent a lot of time out on the practice court, and she's always got a chair or a target to aim at. Plays with an awful lot of sort of set plays and patterns in her training, and tries to put that onto the match court.
It's funny, isn't it? Because she does all that in training. Where does it go in a match?
Perhaps
It's kind of open space. I'll go there.
Perhaps she needs like the chair and things like that on the court.
The targets.
Yeah, because it's extraordinary watching her train.
She's certainly not holding back right from the beginning.
Yes.
Garcia, she likes to finish the points within 2-3 shots. Very hard to get a rhythm against her as well.
Advantage team Germany.
This is what we meant in the warm-up. You know, 40 love looks like it's going to be a straightforward game. All of a sudden, a handful of errors, and Kerber's got a break point. Changes so quickly.
Yes. Advantage team France.
Allez, au-dessus de toi.
This is such a typical Garcia service game, isn't it?
It certainly is.
You can just see early on, in a way, why Kerber's had so much success over the years against Caroline. She's beaten on all three surfaces, clay, grass and hard.
taking every return as well. That's what I always loved
Advantage
about
team Germany.
Kerber. She doesn't give you any free points. She knows exactly that she has to get the ball into play pretty much to give herself a chance.
Oh dear.
Game team Germany.
Really messy start for the French #1. And Kerber happy to take full advantage.
First game.
What interests me is the dynamic in terms of the tie, the Team Germany, Team France tie. How difficult is it to go on when you're behind in the tie and you've got to win to save it? Does that change your mentality or how you approach the match?
Yeah, I mean, you have that in the back of your mind that if you don't win that match, you know, you're pretty much out of the competition, because if Germany wins this one, they're definitely qualified. And I mean, Caroline Garcia, she played a lot of matches in the Billie Jean King Cup, so this is not the first time she would be in this situation.
Germany, Angelique Kerber,
But if you don't have your own weight only on your shoulders, but the nation as well, that's the pressure.
I think there's also the element of not only being one love down in the tie, but this is Garcia's first match of the year. And she's playing someone who's already been on court, already gone through the emotions of winning a tie already. So you're already nervous playing your first match of the year. You're already wanting to do everything that you worked on in the off-season. Your expectations are high. And then you maybe don't start as well. And then you're thinking, oh, no, I've got to win this match to get to the doubles.
Yeah, there's not a lot of easing into this year, isn't it, for Caroline Garcia? And it's interesting to see where she's taking those returns. She's inside the court on the first serve already from Kerber.
Let's first serve. Game, Team Germany. Team Germany leads 2-0.
So the former world #1 off to a good start, but just I think a note of caution. She was 3-1 up against Paolini in the first set, and losing that 6-4, and she was in, and she served for the second set as well. So a little tidying up to do when she's got the early break.
And it's dangerous when you play against Garcia. And she's already committed 8 unforced errors in the first couple of games, Garcia, that you don't think, okay, I just have to basically put the ball into the court. You still have to stay aggressive and play your game. Can't just wait.
That's more like it. It's always spectacular with Caroline.
That was Pete Sampras' forehand, wasn't it? It was his best shot. He was running out wide. Look at that early preparation there. Flick the wrist.
Portillo.
12 months ago, 4th round of the Australian Open. That's the furthest she's ever been. in Melbourne. Lost to Magdalene, the Pole, who had such a great run to the semis. It wasn't a great year in the slams for her, though, last season.
Game, Team
That's a better
France.
service game. Team France on the board.
Team Germany leads 2 games to 1.
I'll have to say, thinking back to that match against Lynette at Aussie Open last year, my goodness, that was frustrating to watch, because you just thought if Garcia would give herself a little bit more forgiveness on some of her shots, she would have won, because she had so much more power at the back of the court, so much more, you know, intensity on her shots, but she just could not stay consistent.
I think that's been the problem in those matches.
Now, here is a lovely spot, just a short ferry ride away from Circular Quay. There's a lovely little spot if you walk along from Manly Beach and Shelley Beach. Lovely little cafes and sort of locals cove.
It's the backyard of our one and only Wally Masseur.
It is, yeah. Wally's, actually, I think Wally's house was there on the corner.
Yeah, and we thought that he was one of those surfers there.
It's also a wonderful tennis club in Manly called Manly Lawn Tennis Club. And they used to have a tournament at the
Ladies
Seaside
and gentlemen,
event.
find your seats quickly, please.
Great names
Thank
on
you.
that trophy. So Olympic Park, venue for the group and final stages here of the second United Cup.
Thank you, music.
Perhaps do something that I found very interesting that you were saying the other day, that Angie, throughout her pregnancy, knew she was coming back. And so she was very disciplined about how she looked after herself.
Yep.
Always with a view to resuming training. Oh, there it is.
We love that forehand down the line. Yeah, I mean, she's definitely one of the players who felt pregnant and knew, okay, this is not going to be the end of my career. Naomi Osaka, for example, she didn't know if she was going to come back. Serena Williams wasn't 100% sure as well.
I think Caroline Wozniacki wasn't sure.
Nope.
Or was more. I mean, really surprised us all. That's a good hole. Back-to-back love service games for German number one.
And it is a big change, you know, in your life, and you don't really know how you feel afterwards, after you have a child, a baby as well. First of all, physically, but also mentally. You still want to do it. So I take my hat off that she wants to get back out there and train. I could have never done that. And yeah, the more disciplined you are while you're pregnant, obviously the easier it is to get back into shape. You know, sometimes they say you can eat double for the baby as well when you're pregnant. She certainly didn't do that, Angelique Kerber. That was her strength. Forehand and backhand down the line from Angelique Kerber. I had a chat to Torben Beltz as well, and they said the practice since August was so intense. The longest preparation for Australia ever.
That's a souped-up pre-season. She was, though, in the winter months training it in Poland at tennis club Angie, which was built by her grandparents just across the border from Germany. She's a dual national and spends an awful lot of time there. This is looking ominously good.
15-13.
From down here, guys, it just looks so low over the net at times from Angie, especially with that forehand line that she's been working with. Barely inches over the net.
Oh, she loves this matchup, doesn't she?
Yeah, that's Angelique Kerber, how we remember her, that's for sure. She loves those long rallies.
She must be rubbing her rackets together when she sees Caroline Garcia on the other side of the court. It's perfect, isn't it? Chance for the double break. There it is.
Team Germany.
Kerber in fantastic form. Team France 4-1 opening set.
Team Germany leads 4 games to 1.
Sehr, sehr gut. Sehr gut.
I can do a little bit of translating if they would talk to each other. He just said very good.
Gut die Bälle geschlagen. Guten Druck in die Bälle. In die Bälle.
Not much to say when you're playing this well.
No.
And also they've been together so long. Torben was the coach that transitioned Angie from the juniors to the seniors. They've had lots of big spells together. They've got a shorthand, haven't they? They don't need to say too much.
No, and she probably doesn't like it as well. When things are going well, let's see what's going on here.
These two have had quite a complicated history. Bertrand has worked with Angelique and actually Tatiana Maria, who's on the Germany bench. Worked with her from January to October of 2022. Took her from almost falling outside the world's top 100. It's the top 10 in the world. Then they had some sort of bust up. And then he returned about 4 or 5 months later. But unfortunately, in that time, lost a lot of career momentum after winning the season-end finals.
Thank you. Love 15. Second serve. Let second serve. Out. 15. 30-15.
In a great rhythm. Tell you what, it's been lefty domination of this court. Few days. Garcia actually the last few
40-15.
seasons got a very good record against the Southpaws. Captain Edward Roger Vasselin. Remember him coming here last year with his new hip, actually. He's the captain.
Game, Team Germany.
I just don't know how you think you can get away with that, because we all
Team
know
Germany
Kerber's serve doesn't have a lot of pace to it, and Garcia, that's her bread and butter, to go all out on the return, but it has to go in 3 returns in just that game, and it's been the story of the set. Kerber's not had a chance to even drop her intensity yet.
21 minutes, Team France serving to stay in it.
And the one thing I never understand, you know, when things are not going her way, and I'm talking about Caroline Garcia, she doesn't really change anything. She just sticks to the game style. She's just going for it. And my question is, tactically, you know, you have to have a plan B and a plan C, but I'm not sure if there's a lot of thinking going on sometimes.
And I'm sure in this match she'll have a stage where it turns around and she starts making them, and then, you know, maybe it's problem solved. But I don't think that's a long-term solution.
It's a hard way to go about your business. An air of inflexibility about that. Just digging a bigger
15,
hole at the
13.
moment, isn't she? Working in her opening service game, and all made the point, you know, was 40 love up. I think that rather set the tone for the evening. He doesn't know either quite what to do.
Nothing works for Garcia.
15-14.
And disappointingly for Team France, we have arrived at a set point for Kerber, who is yet to make a mistake in this opening 22 minutes. Well, it's been utterly flawless from Angelique Kerber, and Team Germany take the opener by 6 games to 1. It's all coming back very nicely, isn't it, for the woman who spent 34 weeks at the top of the rankings. Easy pickings.
Yeah, she never misses those ones, Angie Kerber.
She's not made a single mistake.
No, she hasn't. Not one unforced error. Can you believe it? 4 winners.
Yes, I can. Watched a lot of Angie over the years. Doesn't like making mistakes. Doesn't do mistakes. Oh,
so
we jinxed it. We jinxed it.
there is one.
I saw Torben after the match against Paolini, and he said Angie was disappointed with how that second set specifically went, where Paolini had the cramp and Angie felt like maybe she was a little bit passive, where she should have leaned in and started going for her shots a bit more. And it definitely seems like that's her idea tonight. Obviously, she's getting way more unforced errors from the other side of the court, but there's a bit more heat on her ball. There's a bit more body weight going through the shot.
Just a little opening here for Team France. Germany 1 set away from winning the group.
And that's a shot, you know, with Garcia. She needs to tell herself, okay, I'm going to put this return into the court. I'm going to give myself a chance. Too many free points she's given away, and that was a big one for her.
Not quite.
Advantage, Team France.
Once again, missing the return on break point.
And every single time, Kerber, she goes out wide. Been very successful in this match. That serve. She has that slider as well, which doesn't really bounce high.
This court is happy hunting ground for Angie. First came here back in 2009, qualified for the event at Sydney International. Champion many years later. Just having fun out here, never in doubt. Kerber already motoring for Team Germany in the second set.
Yeah, she's certainly taking more initiative today compared to the match against Paolini. And I think, Laura, what you said, it was just the first time for her to be back, to be playing a match after a year and a half, pretty much. And she had to just see how she feels and how she's doing herself, because we all know that practice is so different than playing a match.
Yeah, there was just a few times in the match against Paolini where you saw her footwork intensity drop around the ball, and clearly she noticed that more than anyone, and so she's corrected it straight away. No dramas. It's an easy fix at times when you're just a little bit aware of what you're doing out there.
This feels like a very important service game for world number 20. Has been as high as 4 at her very best back in 2018.
You can see when Caroline Garcia is confident, she has a good day, she can literally hit you off the court.
30-15.
On the strings for an age. Tell you what,
40,
couple of
15.
weeks, she'll be making those.
Yep, good chance.
Just a second service hold.
One game on.
Few French fans here in the stands trying to support Caroline Garcia. That was an important game for her. I like it when she comes to the net, but a lot of times the point is already finished before she has the chance to come in. Certainly knows what she's doing. She's a very handy doubles player.
Oh, the French team are on their feet after almost every point that Garcia wins at the moment. They know that it's now or never almost. She needs the energy.
Oh, we love that, Angie.
Now, how would you describe this shot? Was that a forehand or was that a... I don't know, she kind of...
A slice.
Yeah, was it a forehand slice? Yeah, and then the wrist at the end.
A beautifully executed bunt.
Very skillful.
An Angie special.
We should call it an Angie.
Oh. 15-13.
It's great to hear there were no physical after effects against the tie facing Italy, because she also came back and played the mixed doubles as well. A comfortable win with Sasha Zverev over the Italians to take the tie for Germany. One thing I think we should explain is when you go off for maternity leave, you can have a special ranking. You get plenty of time to come back, and that's why she's playing #1 for Germany, because her ranking when she last played at Wimbledon was 31 in the world. And that's what she can use for some time and for a certain amount of tournaments to get herself back up there. But under fire here, actually. Take a couple of break points in her opening service game. One to deal with right here. Garcia, it's taken her nearly 40 minutes, but starting to get her eye in.
That backhand
You just
return.
knew it.
Yeah, I mean, does she ever serve anywhere else, Angie Kerber, on the ad court, Laura?
And for Garcia, she must know that by now. She was leaning into the backhand. It didn't help. She just went so big.
And you must love playing Caroline.
I think she is.
She's had so much success against her over the years. There was a 6-1, 6-1 in Indian Wells back in 2018, the year Kerber won Wimbledon and this tournament.
she made that return. Garcia.
From down here, you can almost see Kerber just reading the play a bit more than the other night, though, because she knows Caroline's patterns a little bit more, and you know she's got that awareness of, hey, if there is an open court, most likely she's going to go there, so I'm going to put myself in a position where I'm just going to make an extra ball every time.
Yeah, too good. Now, can she find a return?
Advantage.
0 for 3 on break points so far.
Odds on where the serve's going?
Out wide. Yeah, pretty sure.
We'll put your 30th birthday present on it, Laura.
I've got it already.
That's really good play. And Team France, something to cheer at. They're ahead in this second set.
Team France leads 2 games to 1.
Maybe a little bit more patient. This last game from Caroline Garcia, a little bit more controlled.
The serve just landed half a foot too much towards the middle. It's when she's really stretched that wide that she can't resist going for that fast one through the court.
And it's the first time we see her smile at the change of ends as well. Caroline Garcia, she gets so much support, as you said, Laura, from her team. They try to uplift her. I'm sure it wasn't easy for her to step out there on the court, you know, playing the first match of the year against somebody who's been out for maybe a year and a half. She would have felt the pressure.
Her game has been like a faulty box of fireworks tonight. She can find her range.
Well, this is a better display than the pitiful attempt at a Mexican wave that's coming out on Ken Rosewall Arena. It's not great. It loses momentum about halfway through.
About 8.5 tons of fireworks were let off last night.
Incredible.
Around Sydney Harbour.
Cost of $7 million.
Didn't see one of them.
Same, I heard them.
It's my first view. Well, broken 3 times in the opening set, but really huge improvement for Garcia in that department in the second.
Team France
hold. And Garcia.
We certainly see a bit of a momentum change. That was Laura mentioned before. At some point, there will be a change. And I think we can see that now. You have to time it so well when you step into the court like that and take that return so early. Well, she tricked her this time. Was waiting for the one out wide. Smart change.
The first ace of the evening. This suddenly feels like an important game for the German.
Game, Team Germany.
Team France up a break in the second set.
Team France leads 3 games to 2.
Sehr gut serviert.
Well served. Jordan Bells told Angelique Kerber.
War mit Turn wichtig? Was bisschen?
Keine Ahnung, es ist nicht serviert, wie soll ich es
Ja, stimmt, bei Wendminuten, das stimmt. Aber das hast du.
so schwierig, den zu retournieren.
Ja.
Can't really see where
aber
Garcia
versuch,
is
wichtig ist halt
serving the first
sobald du
serve,
merkst, dass der
struggling
Ballschläger
with the return
absolut
at the
schlägt,
moment.
was gibt's, okay? Weil du musst schon versuchen, länger reinzugehen. Wie im ersten Satz auch.
Try to get depth in the return when you get there, Torben says.
Da weiter rangehen. Und der letzte Punkt, wenn du sie laufen lässt, auch da zur Vorhand hin laufen lässt, ja, das ist gut.
Open up the court on the forehand of Garcia.
Face-Zeichen? Ja, gut.
Getting into the coaching business as well on the Team German bench.
Another mum.
Another mum.
Yeah.
I wonder how many conversations Angelique Kerber is going to have once she gets to the Australian Open with, you know, Naomi Osaka, Elena Svitolina, Victoria Azarenka. For sure, they're going to have those. How did you do that then?
All the latest techniques. I'm sure Tatiana's been able to give her a few tips as well.
And there she is.
Top 50 player, semi-finalist at Wimbledon in 2022.
First time we've seen that one tonight.
Something that I was reading that Bertrand, her coach, really has wanted her to do. And when he started working with her initially, actually, despite all the success she's had in doubles, they spent a lot of time improving her volleys so that she could come forward and be a little bit more of a disruptor.
Her kick serve from down here is just popping up a little bit more than it was in the first set. There's a bit more bite to it, and Kerber's just then playing it slightly above her shoulder now.
That's what Angelique Kerber said at the change of ends, that she is struggling a little bit with the returns now. And that's probably why.
It just seems like Garcia's mixing it up more as well. There's a bit more, you know, slice out wide sometimes, mixed with the body.
game. Team France.
Perfect game. Sometimes it seems like she's always just trying to hit aces, whereas this
4 games to 2.
last few games, it seems like she's setting herself up for the third ball rather than looking for the quick fix.
Yeah, I think she definitely can implement a little bit more patience in her game. That's for sure.
$15. $15.
Spectacular. Garcia riding high now. What a change in fortunes.
40.
All set up by fabulous serving in this second set. And got the 1 point behind her deliveries. How quickly things can change. Team France a game away from leveling this match.
Team France leads.
Yeah, but I do like what I
2.
see that Caroline Garcia has changed something. She certainly hasn't, done any changes in the first set, but in the second set, just pulled back a little bit. Yeah, changed, tweaked the serve here and there. Slightly more patient as well, coming to the net a little bit more. So that's what I want to see. If things are not going your way, you've got to change something. It seems like now she's still overpowering Angelique Kerber in many of the rallies, but just a little bit more controlled.
Already the fabulous stage for the second United Cup. Had a big refit back in 2019 for the start of the following season. The stage, $35 million went into upgrading facilities and putting on its new lid. Oh, a Segment. Let's see her in the mixed. We shall see. She's perfectly qualified as a Grand Slam champion. Has got a very good partnership with Arizona Reva on tour.
She makes it look so easy now, Caroline Garcia, doesn't she? It's incredible. Certainly found her timing.
We're watching a different player, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Used the pace nicely there from Garcia.
Well, she's lost that point, but from down here it just looks like Caroline's relaxed a bit. She's not rushing onto the ball. She's still on the baseline, of course, but it just seems like she's got more time.
It was all going so well, wasn't it?
15, 30.
Yeah, she should have done a lot more with that. That drop shot was not ideal. Not good enough for Angie, that's for sure. Just wide.
Well, barely half an hour has elapsed since someone dropped the opening set in rather erratic fashion. And here she is, ready to level. Team France are back in this. They take the second set by 6 games to 2.
1-0.
Here we've been watching
15.
Kerber broken twice in the second set. It'll be fascinating to see how she ups the ante here.
Let's listen.
We are rattling along though. Less than an hour on the match clock. Very nice.
That's 15.
Kerber's taking a bit more initiative here to be aggressive in this opening game. That's what she certainly needs to do. In the second set, she was reacting more.
It seems like she's looking for the forehand a bit more too.
Yep.
Perfectly played.
Some good feel here at the net from Garcia. I think that's definitely something she needs to keep on doing, trying to come to the net as much as possible whenever she has the short ball and be ready for it.
I love the way she didn't give Kerber any angle off the return as well. That was a huge help.
So many more returns
Team
heavy
France.
through the middle of the court, though. Since midway through that second set, she's still going for the same amount of pace, but it's actually got some margin. It's great to see.
Chance to get the early break in this deciding set.
Sacha's very fat.
Yes, half his work has been done this evening.
He's probably wondering, oh, do I still have to play mixed?
Well, that's the format. 3 matches in the tie. Fast and furious. That is so much better. Again, going through the centre of the court on
Team
return.
France.
Yeah, it's much harder for Angie to create an angle out of the middle. Sometimes going through the middle is actually a good choice, especially against her. Apparently, that's also the tactic against Novak Djokovic.
There's a very fine line, isn't there, from good Caroline to erratic and rather carried away Carolina. Yep, that'll do. Piling on the pressure now, right at the start of this final set.
That's a patient point she's just played, the way she sets up for the forehand, but it was the backhand before. She didn't rush into it, just go heavy on the depth and then looking for the short ball.
Has she got it? Yes, she has. Team France ahead for the first time in the contest.
First game, Carlsen.
Yeah, there's a lot of controlled pressure coming from Caroline Garcia now. That's for sure.
Tell you what, you'd be exhausted, wouldn't you, if you're on the back row of the French team zone with all the highs and lows of watching a Garcia match.
Interesting that Angie's kind of rushed out the changeover here. Garcia's almost still on the team bench.
There wasn't much exchange with Torben Belts with the team after she lost her serve here.
This is much better from Garcia, who didn't quite deliver last season and all the brilliance of the prior one. She won in Bad Homburg on the grass, in Warsaw, Beach Fiontech that week, qualified and won the Western Southern in Cincinnati. That was a 1,000 event.
Oh, yeah.
Still there, isn't it?
Yeah, one thing is for sure, Kerber is not going to give up. She's going to hang in there until the last point is played.
You've got tell yourself in the same way that in the first set she was throwing in unforced errors, it might come back again. Caroline's game style can go so up and down throughout the course of a 3-set match, so you might just have to wait this out and hopefully it turns around for you.
Yeah, and there will be a moment for sure where the momentum can change again. You just have to hang in there, and it would be so hard to stay focused, to find your rhythm, to stick with your rhythm when you play against Caroline Garcia, because you really never know what's coming up.
Again, defense.
She certainly makes it look easy now, Caroline Garcia.
Well, the problem is Kerber's not getting any rhythm at the moment because it's a bit one-shot winner, one-shot error. But at the moment, there's just more winners than errors coming off Garcia's racket, so nothing that Kerber can really work with from the baseline.
Let's toss it.
And then the luck is on her side as well.
Love 50.
Kerber really pushed around on the court now. Look how far back she had to go.
15.
And this is going to be a key game here.
Well watched.
15.
Kerber digging in these stages of this final set.
Carry on. Thirty, 14.
Just opens the door now for a double break.
Yes.
How many times have we seen that? Missing the return. Great point up. She's got away with it so far. Recovered twice in that second set already in the decider. And she'll have another chance right here.
Advantage, Team France.
What a turnaround from the first set where Garcia just couldn't even make the court. Kerber was flawless in the opener.
Yes.
Do you think Bertrand, her coach, should sort of impose some sort of fining system or something every time she misses a return on break point?
I was just thinking she must be feeling pretty good to try and take that as a forehand.
Too good. She is the flying Frenchwoman.
Advantage, Team France.
She certainly is at the moment. Full of confidence, Caroline Garcia.
Now, can she make a return? Clear chance to break in this game. France in the driving seat. 3-love final set.
Team France leads 3 games to love.
Might be a nice bottle of red after the end of tonight's proceedings. I hope they could all do with them. But in the meantime, let's just enjoy the fact that we're just in one of the world's most iconic cities. Just so much within reach of the Sydney CBD. Notice that that little patch of coastline, that's where they film Home and Away. That is Summer Bay, I'm told. Caroline Garcia matches are not for the faint-hearted, are they? Really not. Goodness me, what a turnaround. A couple of games.
Yeah, you never know what you get.
Time.
Caroline Garcia. But you're getting a lot now. Pretty much perfectly played set and a half for her.
Love 50.
Garcia's trying to save the tie here, trying to pull this into a deciding mixed.
If she would win this singles, it'll be really interesting to see who is going to play for Team Germany.
I think it's got to be Kerber and Zverev again, because they played the deciding doubles the other night.
It did, but then Siegemund was in the gym warming up. Maybe for nothing.
30-50.
Was she warming up because she thought it was going to be a dead rubber there? Because at that point, Kerber was kind of cruising.
So many permutations, how quickly things can change. Very likely that we'll see, there's Lara, the US Open doubles champion. Very likely we'll see Garcia in the mix. Slated to team up with Captain Roger Vasselin.
Love it.
Lovely change of pace.
30.
She really took the pace out of that shot, Kerber. And that's so effective as a left-hander as well. Look at that. Garcia moving into the middle. And just because it was a short cross-court angle, she won the point. If it would have been played with depth, she wouldn't have probably won it.
All from the same swing. Tell you what, though, since start of that second set, she's got her serving boots on, hasn't she? She was the ace queen last season on tour, so more than anyone else, just pipped Lena Rybakina, former Wimbledon champion, to that crown.
Yeah, the variety she's got now with her service, incredible.
You've got to give so much credit to her team because they've been making her laugh for the last set and a half. And it's helped her tennis so much. She's relaxed when she's hitting the serve. It's getting the pop. It's absolutely firing through the court for a kick serve.
Let's go.
And again, hitting that return through the middle.
And with depth as well. Kerber just having to pick it off her toes. It's been uncomfortable over the last 45 minutes or so. The German number one.
It's one after the other through the middle at the moment. And maybe that's what her coach said at the end of the first set. You can still go for as hard of a return as you like, but just hit it at her feet. And how simple is that?
30.
You always have to be ready when you play against Angelique Kerber that that ball comes back one extra time.
Again, Team Germany.
The new mom getting on the board in this final set.
Auf geht's. Das war wichtig. Let's go.
Team France leads 4 games to 1.
Das war wichtig im Spiel. Das ist gut. Ich fand auch dein Returnspiel eben besser auf dem zweiten Aufschlag. Wenn du die Bälle geschlagen hast, definitiv besser.
He said that she's returning a little bit better again.
Ersten Aufschlag bei ihr kannst du ein bisschen mehr covern Mitte, weil die spielt sehr
Cover the middle a little bit more whenever she gets the first serve in.
Ja, weil die spielt schon sehr, sehr gut ersten Aufschlag, wenn er kommt, aber trotzdem, sie macht hauptsächlich Mitte. Deshalb kannst du da ein bisschen mehr covern.
She goes mainly through the middle, so make sure that you cover that side.
Zweiten Aufschlag, so wie eben, versucht gleich ranzugehen, wirklich ein bisschen mehr nach vorne zu gehen und was zu machen mit dem Ball.
Go and take the second serve from Garcia early.
Weiter mutig spielen.
Step in
Komm, du
there.
musst selber schlagen, die Bälle.
Just
Dann
be
hast du-
brave. Go for it. Take the initiative.
Perhaps you're worth your weight in gold with these translations.
Still a long way.
Ja, das spielt ja
this
so.
one around.
Nein. Die Beine müssen ready. Du musst tief sein, die ganze Zeit tief sein, die Beine ready sein. Das kannst du handeln. Ja? Du musst ihr Druck geben, damit sie die Bälle nicht zu schnell spielt. Du musst ihr Druck geben.
A lot of coaching there from Tom Bell telling Angelique Kerber to be aggressive. You gotta be playing with a lot of pace as well yourself. That Caroline Garcia doesn't have that much time. Easier said than done.
15.
If Garcia keeps her first serve percentage up like this, I just don't see how she can get broken, because there's just 3 point after 3 point, and Kerber's on the stretch for almost every return.
Well, she's missed that one. I thought it was going to be a point, but it's true.
Yeah, she's up at almost 80% for first serves in. This Caroline Garcia, though, I never feel completely secure, whatever the scoreline.
30-15.
She does have the double break cushion. But up against a 3-time Grand Slam champion in Kerber. Oops.
30.
If Kerber could break here, and she knows that, then that's one of those moments in this match where the momentum could definitely change.
Third ace of the game.
Not if Garcia serves like that.
So far there hasn't not too many system errors for the Frenchwoman.
And the mix-up too, the 2 points before she's gone out wide, now straight flat juice. So good.
Yes.
Never easy closing out a match, particularly the first one of the season.
Too solid.
Advantage team France.
Kerber also, when she gets the return in, there's not enough depth in that shot at the moment.
Oh, it's a serving masterclass. Team France now 1 game away from taking the tie to a decider.
Translates 5 games to 1.
You wouldn't give to have a service like Caroline Garcia's. Kerber serving to stay in the match.
Yeah, and you just wonder, you know, could that be a bit of a problem for Angie Kerber in the future, coming back on tour, her serve compared to the other girls' serve? And I'm thinking about a Sabalenka, Rybakina, even in Osaka, throw her in the mix. They all have big weapons, big serves.
Yes, it's a denominator, actually. Some of the more famous returnees to the tour as mums, Svitolina, Wozniacki, Kerber, all quite similar players, and they don't have big weapons.
Oh, oh la la! I heard from the French.
Wasn't making those in the first set, let me tell you that. There's an imposter out there for the first half an hour. Feels like a consolation service game. Team Germany 1 game away from levelling the tie.
Team France leads 5 games to 2.
It's a whole body language now from Caroline Garcia as well, the way she walks so much faster than in the first set. And I feel like that she is at the point where she knows, okay, you know, my serve is where I want it to be, and I'm just going to serve it out.
France's Caroline Garcia, their #1 player, has run the gamut of emotions over the last hour and a half, and Coach Bertrand, he's done a wonderful job of just getting her to relax and play her best tennis. Didn't see that in the first set. We've certainly seen it in sets 2 and 3. I think that young person would certainly agree. He's got some moves.
He's having a good time.
Love 15.
She managed to go and drop 4 aces in her last service game. That certainly did the job. Kept Kerber at bay.
She doesn't get too many opportunities, Angelique Kerber. At the moment, still only reacting pretty much.
Now fitting. It's been somewhat of a tennis roller coaster out here this evening. Team France now at match point. Oh, what a save. What a save.
And that's an Angelique Kerber shot completely in the defense. And comes up with a slice like that. With so much pace as well, and placed well.
Second chance to close right here. And Garcia keeps French hopes alive.
6-2, 6-2.
Team France are back in business. It will go to a deciding mix, but Garcia, a rare win over Kerber. She wins 1-6, 6-2, 6-2.